Hi, I'm Melanie from Parenting High Schoolers, and I'm here today to talk to you about the FAFSA. The FAFSA stands for, let me get this right, the Free Application for Federal Student Aid. Your child's college future could hinge on this one form. It is super important that you fill it out. It probably, in a lot of cases, means you will get no federal aid, and that's okay. I'm here to tell you why this form is so important. Hi, again, I'm Melanie from Parenting High Schoolers, and I hop on I hop on YouTube every week to talk about all the things around parenting teens. And right now, FAFSA is sort of a big thing in everybody's lives. It opens up on October 1st for the following school year. So if you have a senior, it's really important that you fill it out, because your child will be going to college next year, possibly. If that's their route, then yes, you need to fill it out. If they're not going to college, then you don't. If you have a child in college, for every year that they're going to be there next year, then go ahead and fill it out. And here's why. Because schools, the colleges, award monies based on the numbers that the FAFSA generates. It can mean a lot of things that are different for each family. The general number that is generated from the FAFSA that for you, the parents, is the EFC. And that's the estimated family contribution. And in a lot of cases, it's a ridiculous number. It's going to say you should be able to pay this giant number based on the numbers that you've plugged in as you fill out the form. And let me assure you that the number we got was ridiculous. If I worked full time, and I work 30 hours a week minimum right now anyway, and my husband worked full time, which he more than that does, and we still lived on rice and beans, we might have been able to afford the number that was last generated for us. Well, let's talk about when should you fill it out. So it opens up on October 1st. It is really important that you fill it out soon, but my recommendation would be to wait a couple, 3 weeks for all the glitches and breakdowns in the system work their way out of the system. So it's still okay if you complete it later in October. I would suggest you do it as soon as possible. Maybe put a little alarm in your phone for 2 or 3 weeks down the road, because the sooner you get it in and completed, A, it's off of your list of things to do, and B, the money that's awarded from each college starts pretty quickly, and once that money is gone, it's gone. So one thing that my son's school did was reward $1,000 per year for just filling the FAFSA out. Now he is now graduated, and he did graduate debt-free. No thanks to the FAFSA, or maybe because of the FAFSA, because he did get merit A. But anyway, I don't know if they still do that, but you might check with your child's college. Is there some sort of a stipend for filling out the FAFSA? It had nothing to do with the numbers generated, but just for filling it out, we got $1,000 every year, which was kind of nice. I wanted to also talk about when you fill it out, what it's going to determine is the need-based federal money for the kids that need it. Probably our son did not need it. We would have loved for him to have gotten money, but it really is designed to help those kids that have no financial hope of going to college at all. But it's also not just for that. It gives the colleges information for which they can then offer the merit-based aid. Please know that you should fill it out. And in the acceptance letter that your child will receive, the number value that your child will, the merit aid package that your child will get is based on those FAFSA numbers. So be sure that it is filled out for sure before the date of the first college application due date. And as your child finishes the first semester of senior year and then second semester, go ahead and update the college with their updated grades if they've taken the ACT or SAT again. Those numbers can and will and hopefully will change for the better. But even if they stay the same, you still want to keep in touch with the college with any numbers. Also, any changes that might have occurred in your family life, like is there a divorce? Is there a death in the family? Is there the loss of a job or a change of job with a different income level? All of those things are really important for colleges to be aware of. Also, your child does not need to know where they're going to college when you fill out the FAFSA. You just have to get it filled out if they think they are going to college. You can always get that information. The college can get the information from FAFSA when they make a decision. Let's see, what else do I want to tell you about? Every college is going to be different. All the requirements are going to be different, but the FAFSA is the same nationwide. So once you fill that out, it doesn't matter where your child applies to go. Another form that your child might have to fill out is the CSS Profile. And that stands for, I didn't write it down, but that's only if they are going to a private school. And my son went to a private liberal arts college in the Midwest, and he did not have to fill this out. And the FAFSA is free to fill out. The CSS Profile is $25 for the first college that you would submit it to, and then I believe it's $16 for every college after. So be sure, if they're thinking about a private school, that it's actually necessary that you fill this out, because it might not be. Do you have to fill out the FAFSA? Yes. So the things that you need to have, your tax information. Hopefully there's a tool that the FAFSA that you can click a link and it'll go right over to the IRS and pull your tax information. Now for us, my husband's tax ID was stolen a few years ago, and so we've always had to put all the numbers in by hand. Takes a little bit longer, and it's super nerve-wracking, but it can be done. It just takes longer. But hopefully you can use that tax retrieval tool. Makes it super simple. But I would have your taxes on hand before you do it, just in case it doesn't work. Make sure that as you fill it out, you are super careful. Have your husband or your wife look at it. When you're finished, you can save each section. If you need to start at some evening and you can't finish it, you run out of time or you get tired, you can log back in at a later date and keep filling it out. It will save what you've completed, and you can even go back and edit it before you submit it. So just really double check that all your numbers are right and that you've had a couple pairs of extra eyes to look at it. I know when I look at the same thing over and over again, it just, I get a little foggy. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that you would need to know. You need to have your federal tax information, your social security number, W-2s, and any other asset information. Those are the pieces of information that you will need to have when you fill out the FAFSA. There is a tool called the FAFSA Forecaster, and I'll put all these, I'll put the links to the FAFSA, to the CSS Profile, to the FAFSA Forecaster, which I'm getting ready to talk to you about, down below. If this is helpful at all, can you give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel? I try to be helpful every week. I've never talked about the FAFSA before, so I'm hoping this will be another piece in the puzzle of parenting your teen. But anyway, there is a tool called the FAFSA Forecaster. So if let's say you have a sophomore or a junior and you're wondering about this whole process, you can log in and set up a profile and fill that out, and it will give you an estimate of the number that you can expect for the EFC. Now, a little postscript, there is rumor and most probably the EFC number is going to go away in a couple of years, because I guess a lot of parents were thinking, oh, that's how much we have to pay. It's a very confusing number. That's not the case. It's what they think you should pay. It's not a concrete number. And our oldest son, even though our EFC was ginormous, we did not have to pay that much, and he did graduate debt-free with many scholarships and merit aid, and I will link to that video at the end of this video. So check out the videos below that I link to, and good luck with this whole process. Have a good day.